gotta get up. You gotta get up and make a move. 'Cause the world will never see you until you do. No, they don't really care what you're going through.
I've got in here okra. I've got okra in here, so, and here I've got fresh beef, just straight from the butcher. I'm just showing you everything raw, because, you know, very soon it will go into. Okay, so, alright, so right here I've got smoked chicken. Okay, I got this from the butcher in the market. They're smoked chicken, so I had to get them to cut them into pieces. So normally I usually you know, wash this again and you know, throw them into fire again. Just as the beef starts boiling, I just throw in the chicken to boil for about 10 minutes, and everything goes into the grill before it goes back into the soup. All right, so I pre-soaked the stockfish. So this stockfish was brought from Nigeria. Someone brought it from my friend actually, and she gave me one. I'm going to insert a picture of what the stockfish looked like before it was broken in pieces and put in the water. So what I did, I've soaked it for the past 8 hours. I just needed to soften up a bit. So I'm going to bisect it with my hand before I put it into my soup. Alright, so I have just seasoned the meat, and the meat is on fire cooking. So normally when I'm making soup, I just use just very tiny thyme leaves, like a pinch of it, just a pinch, and then I use onions, and then I just use my spices and a little bit of sea salt to taste. Yeah, now I have thrown in the smoked chicken, so everything is it's boiling now. Basically, I am going to be bringing this down in 5 minutes. Sorry, I'm not sure you can still see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to be bringing this down in 5 minutes, and I'm going to throw them into the grill, and then I'll start the soup proper. Meanwhile, I'm going over to finish off with the cutting of my okra. See? Okay, so I blended the ogbono, I blended the crayfish and the pepper, and I put some palm oil in the meanwhile, I've taken out the meat, by the way, sorry. I've taken out the meat is in the grill, and I'm using the meat stock. I put some more water in it, and then I blended the crayfish, the ogbono, and the pepper, and I put that in, and I put three cooking spoons of palm oil. You know, the big spoon you used to cook, so I just put in 3 big spoons of palm oil in there, and it's just boiling away. Alright, so I have my stockfish soaked. So I usually get my stockfish and iru from La Boche Fish. She's very, very good. And this stockfish, I think they are catfish, but they're really the best for me. I really like them. I am Igbo, and there's this fish Igbo people call mangala, but I still just prefer this fish, to be honest. Whenever my mom is coming to London, she's always bringing mangala, but I really love this catfish. They are proper dried fish, and they're really lovely. So you can see I'm using 4 big ones because my husband loves a lot of dry fish in his food. And also remember that I had the stockfish I showed you earlier, which has gone into the fire. I'll show you. Okay, so I've thrown the meat back into the soup. Remember I told you it was in the grill. I've also washed my iru. You know the iru I showed you earlier. Don't know if you can see the iru inside. Yeah, that's the iru. I've washed the iru with hot water, and I've thrown it into the soup along with the meat you know, from the oven, and I'm going to leave that to boil for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to throw in the okra. Also, like I told you earlier, I've put the ogbono in here. I've put the pepper and the crayfish. I've also spiced to taste, and a little bit of salt. There's palm oil in here. I'm just going to leave this to boil for another 10 minutes, like I said. Alright, so this is the okra. I have my okra sliced. This is where I like the way I like slicing them, just in circles really, and I'll soon put them into the fire. I just put them into the soup, and I let it stay for like about 5 minutes really, and I bring it out. Now I need to let you know that my fish is ready. I've washed the fish. It's quite a lot of it. I don't really put them in round like that. I normally bisect them, wash them, remove the bones and everything, and clean them up. I'm going to be putting it into the soup shortly. Even this kind of fish I'm using, I don't like putting them into the soup way ahead of time because they are like soft fish. And if you put them in earlier than 5 minutes before you bring them down, they dissolve basically. So I'm just going to put them in the same time with the okra, and they're going to stay for like 5 minutes, and I'll bring it. Alright, so I've thrown in the okra, and I'm gently turning that in. Once I finish turning the okra in, I am going to put the dry fish, and I'll turn it in. Now, I said I'm going to bring the okra down in 5 minutes, and some of you might say, wow, it's still very much raw. That's because this soup goes in the freezer. I usually bring them out whenever my husband wants to eat swallow, and then I heat them up on the gas. So I pretty much like it raw, really, because anytime he's going to eat it, I have to heat it up again, and I need it to have that you know, freshness every time he eats it. That's the reason why I bring it down on time. Alright, so I am turning in the fish now. You can see, folding that gradually into the soup, and everything is coming down in less than 5 minutes. Yeah, I already have hot water in the electric kettle to make some oat for my husband. Usually when he has his swallow, he doesn't eat pounded yam, he doesn't have it with gari or whatever. He always takes grounded oat, so we blend oat and I make swallow out of that for him. There's another oat we normally use. I usually get that from a friend. It's royal oats. That's very good as well. In fact, that's what I'm making tonight.